Hey, Race Chaser listeners, welcome to our bonus episode this week, brought to you by Bombas, right here on the Race Chaser feed.
We've assembled an amazing group of guests for a roundtable to discuss drag, pride, and how the landscape of being a queer performer has changed over time.
Plus, we have an extra special Pride fact to share with you right in the middle of the show, so make sure you stick around to check it out.
And all of this awesome programming is brought to you by Bombas.
Bombas' mission is simple. Make the most comfortable clothes ever and match every item sold with an equal item donated. So when you buy Bombas, you're also given to someone in need.
Yes, and this year, Bombas is celebrating Pride with a new collection made for taking whatever you do, how you express yourself, whoever you are, and being your most. Having the freedom to express yourself, to own your passion, to embrace whatever it is that drives you to do what you do best.
Go to bombas.com/PrideChat and get 20% off your first purchase.
That's BOMBAS.com/PrideChat. PRIDECHAT for 20% off.
Bombas.com/PrideChat. Hey girl, hey, and happy Pride.
Pride, I'm Alaska.
And I'm Willam.
And this special bonus episode of Race Chaser is brought to you by Bombas.
That's right. We are happy to team up with Bombas to present you to our special Pride Roundtable discussion.
That's right. And this is what we like to call Pride Chat.
Pride Chat.
Pride Chat.
Little Pride Chat.
And this is the topic today is drag evolution. And we have some wonderful guests today with us to share in a roundtable discussion about their experiences as drag performers and how that's evolved over the years with the Pride movement and the mainstreaming of drag culture.
And before we get into the episode, we want to remind you Bombas is celebrating Pride with a new collection made with you in mind to be your most.
Honey, you're doing the most.
That's right.
You better be your most as well. That is Bombas. Okay, Bombas, we love them. They're perfect for expressing whoever you are and embracing whatever it is that drives you to do what you do best.
Their new vibrant and colorful socks can help you show your pride with every step, and they've got underwear with rainbow-colored waistbands that's always soft and comfortable.
Yes, I love Bombas underwear. I
Me too.
might be wearing them right now. I'm not going to get into details. I'm not going to go blue, but I'm just saying.
They have many colors and patterns to choose from.
The Bombas Pride collection is also designed to help you be your most supportive. So 40% of homeless youth in the U.S. identify as LGBTQIA+, which is why every item purchased in this collection is matched by an item donated to someone in the LGBTQIA+ community experiencing homelessness through the Ally Coalition.
So far, Bombas customers like you have helped donate over 50 million items of essential clothing. So go to bombas.com/PrideChat and get 20% off your first purchase.
That's right. That's BOMBAS.com/PRIDECHAT for 20% off.
Bombas.com/PrideChat.
So let's get into this
Pride Chat.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is our Pride Chat about the evolution of drag. You already know.
Drag has evolved, and we're going to discuss drag, pride, what it means to be a queer performer these days, and mixing artistic expressions.
Impressions or expressions?
Both, girl, both.
I can do a mean Betty Davis.
Political activism.
Political activism. Go ahead.
Cultural subversion. And getting paid for the gigs.
We love that.
Yes, because, hey, we all got to eat.
That's right. And we have assembled a really stunning panel of amazing guests from around the country to give us some perspectives on their experiences as drag performeresses and artists and what pride means to them and how the landscape of being a queer performer has changed over time. So let's introduce our stunning diva panel.
In the studio with us, she's not only a fellow drag queen, but also a trained Mexican folklorico dancer.
Good enough.
And a fashion designer. They've created many looks for the girls, and their work has been featured on Drag Race, The Pit Stop, and Oprah just shared an image of a dress she made. It's Godoy!
Yes.
I'm here.
Good day, Godoy.
Good day. Good night.
I want to introduce the legendary showgirl, actor, creative director, holder of many pageant titles, including Miss Gay US of A 2016. She's currently starring in the Tyra Banks produced docuseries Generation Drag. This is drag superstar Aurora Sexton.
Yay.
And this is my new PR team, Alaska Thunderfuck.
Okay, and via Zoom, we have icon and legend, voice of an angel, shoulders of a linebacker, actor, writer, comedian, drag trailblazer, beginning her 4th decade in drag, the incomparable Varla Jean Merman.
Hello, you guys. I probably have the most makeup on now than all of us.
Color match your butthole.
No, that looks like this.
It's still pink. Good for you.
And finally, she's the queen of the fleet, breaker of tops, mother of cummies, and 2-time best drag queen of the Bay. She has graced billboards in San Francisco, is the creator of the smash hit party Reparations. She will give you wig reveals, bag reveals, Vira videos, and a whole lot of ass. This is Nicki Jizz. We're so glad to have you here, Nicki.
Aw. Good morning, everyone. We're here. We're doing it. We're queer. And yeah, thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. If you have a high heel on, you may take it off. They can't see our feet.
I'm not taking it off.
No.
The young girls.
Some of the girls
Some of
are
the
wearing
girls.
heels. I'm not going to say who.
Some of the girls are hoofed and some of the girls
you know
are.
what? I'm gonna disclose.
Oh, but they are Prada.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm fully untucked, just letting it hang out.
Monster
Loving
Mash.
myself right now.
I had a rehearsal. That's my excuse. I promise.
Okay. Well, we want to start by just going around the room and asking everyone, how long have you been doing drag? And why don't we start with Varla?
The first time I did drag was in 1987 for a in my high school. They had a senior auction, and we paid these freshman girls to make us go to school in drag. So that was the first time I ever did drag. And then in college, right after that, is when I just started to make videos in drag before there were even VHS cameras. I think they were beta at the time. But that's where I started, really young, 87.
She's a beta queen. How about you, Nicki?
Not including like Halloween,
Right.
but the first time I ever did drag, it's been 7 years since I did my very first drag performance. I used to work at Amoeba Music here in San Francisco, and we always do a work party, and Beyonce's self-titled album came out, and I was like, fuck it, I want to do drag. I want to like do an 8-minute Beyonce number. And yeah, it was very ambitious, 8 minutes. And I thought it was the prettiest girl in the world, barely shaved, but like brows, a little bit of blush, maybe eyeliner. But after that, then I was like, oh wait, I think I love this. So yeah, I've been doing drag for 7 years in the Bay Area. And yeah, I love it. It's fun.
How long you been doing it, Godoy?
I've been doing drag for 9 years. I was busted as fuck, and I actually was wearing like this banged blonde wig. 9 years.
Wait, were you trying to read Willam?
No, I actually did have a blonde banged wig.
Was that a real?
It was not, but I realized it was a great setup.
I looked horrible. It was this blonde
my
banged
God.
wig with a black streak in one side.
And my drag
Yeah.
auntie is Willam.
Is that the same wig?
No, that one looks like it might be human.
It is human.
Oh,
it's
it's
a Zach
always a
Killian,
human.
goddammit.
It's always a human.
Ugh.
How about you, Aurora?
I started doing, I was always dressing up as a kid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, drag is subjective, so I was always in drag, but
Right.
When's the first time
I
you
think
got
the
paid for it?
the 13. Yeah. So I started doing drag at 12 years old. I was in a gay support group, and I went to my first Pride Fest, and I just wanted to go in drag, so my friend put me in drag, and we met all the queens, and after that, like, the bug just bit, and I knew. And then we started doing shows at a coffee house in Colorado and Denver. And the older queens took notice of what we were doing, so they started coming and do the shows, and then it kind of snowballed. And I was in my first professional show at 15. It was the only look-like review show in town, and my mom had to like sign a parental consent for me to be in it and like come to half the shows. But yeah, that's when the monster was born.
So 15. So 15
Oh
years.
my
You're
God.
30 now, right? Okay, so 35 plus 7 is 42, plus 9 is 51, plus 30 is 81. 81 plus 25 is 101. 106 years of drag and showgirl experiences in this round table right now.
Hey, wow.
And if y'all
Over
climb the
100
paywall to see me
years.
do math, you're welcome.
Exactly. I guess I want to start by asking about like why drag as a sort of career path, or if it is a career path. So Godoy, I want to start with you. When did you say like, oh, I can do this for a job?
Do you want my PC answer or like the
No.
correct? Okay, I'll
We
tell you
want
the
trash. We won't talk trash.
Okay, I was in college, right?
Uh-huh.
Backtrack a little bit. I used to go to drag shows as a kid. My parents used to take me to Mexican like transformista shows, so like celebrity impersonation.
Amazing.
I probably saw Aurora there.
Right.
A teenage drag queen at the show. And I took interest in it, but I was in college when I first started, and I did it because my best friend at the time, rest in peace, was like, I do drag, and I went, I bet I'd be prettier. So I started doing it, and we used to compete together and like go out and celebrate Pride together.
I live.
Now, do you eat free at Shakey's? Do they just assume you're a child?
I do get carded at Shakey's now, and they don't let me ride roller coasters.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a pizza place. There are no roller coasters.
No roller coasters. And when did I decide? What was the second part to the question? Sorry.
Like drag as a career path?
Drag as a career, it chose me.
Okay. No, I hear
just
that.
kind of started performing. I've also been dancing since I was a kid, so
She's a dancer.
I'm a trained dancer, and I choose not to use my skills.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Marta Beach actually booked me on my first show that paid me.
Hey, Marta.
Hey, Marta.
We
Girl.
see you.
Marta was trying to get them orange Louboutins out my hands like 4 or 5 times. She said, you gonna take those still? I said, yeah, bitch. They're mine.
And then you left them behind, didn't you?
No, I kept them.
Oh,
They're the
good.
ones that I wanted. But like she came over and that other girl, old Bertha looking bitch,
Oh, I don't know.
trying to get my lubes.
Did you hear the story about the lady that came to us? Oh,
What?
so she went up to you.
She tried to
guys.
make you wear a cork wedge.
Gross. I'm not Mariah.
Oh.
She didn't have to try.
She came over. She was like, "Can you believe there's men over there taking all the 42s?"
Yeah, I can't
No.
believe that.
And I was standing at the 38 section because that's my shoe size, you know. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, "Oh, I don't know." And I just took all my pairs.
And then she said, do you know where your mom is?
yeah, and I pointed at Angina.
She got all the girls in. So I have a story that's kind of similar to yours. I was like a costumer in theaters. I volunteered at a theater when I was like 13, and I wanted to like be a costumer. And I would draw stuff, and then people would be like, "Oh, designer," and I was like, "These are for me." But
for me.
then they were doing like the Jesus Christ Superstar curtain call, and everybody was getting claps, and I was like, "We should go out. I mean, we helped. We did the costumes," and they're like, "No, costumers don't get a bow," and I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I need people to clap for me. I was like, they're getting all these claps for these outfits, and I help make the outfits. And I was like, you know what? And I could probably do what they do too. So then I started doing acting stuff, and that became drag, and it just snowballed from there. And now I have many snowball sisters.
Honey, we love a snowball sister. What about you, Nicki? When were you like, I can do this as a job?
So growing up, I was always that kid in my family where it was like, Nick, go dance for everyone. Go like dance and entertain. So like entertaining's always been like something in my blood, like instilled in my family since as a young child. And, you know, I like originally I was going to school to become a veterinarian. Originally I was like, I'm gonna
ketamine,
become
huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Same
Horse
girl.
girls, realness.
Uh-huh.
The horse girls know.
Yes.
Originally I was like,
Anocha.
I was gonna go to school to be a veterinarian. And I was like, I'm gonna become a stripper so I can save up money to go to veterinarian school. And then that never really like panned out. And then when I started doing drag, I was like, well, this is pretty much the same damn thing. I do take off my clothes for money. And I do let old men touch me for money. It's pretty much the same thing. I just wear a lot more makeup sometimes. And yeah, drag was just it was the best expression of myself that I didn't know was real, that I didn't know it was like something I needed until I did it. And then after I did my very first performance at a work party, I was like, oh wait, I want to get booked. And I started doing gigs. Then I started performing at the Stud, and then here I am now. And I worked at my day job for 12 years, and then during the 7 years I was doing drag, I was working there full time, and also doing drag like 3 to 4 nights a week. So it was like a lot of overlapping. I used to sleep on my lunch breaks for the hour, and just to get enough energy to go back out and do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. I loved it.
There's always cocaine.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, we're drag queens. If there's not a bag, there's not a show sometimes.
Yes.
I know girls that definitely said, no, we're waiting to start the show till Abel's here.
We need our candy, okay? Need us to get it through it. And then during the pandemic, I, obviously wasn't working. And then, I was just doing digital drag like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then my job was opening up again. They're like, you want to come back? I was like, fuck no. Fuck that shit. I don't want to deal with record stores anymore. Dirty old men, who don't tip me. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do this shit full time. And it's been the best decision of my life.
Word, God.
We love hearing that.
Yeah.
Varla,
Yes.
when did you choose drag?
Well, I did videos in New Orleans, and they would just play them behind music. This is before there were videos, MTV had only started, So I did these videos in New Orleans. And when I moved to New York to work in advertising, I went to the Wonder Bar, and they were playing the videos that I had made in New Orleans. I was like, oh, that's me. And the guy was like, well, you should come do a benefit at the Pyramid Club because they're having a big march on Washington. It was a benefit so these girls could go to the March on Washington, I think in 93. So I did a benefit, and then I got booked all over town. So I was doing advertising, and then at the same time, I was having to go out. I'd work, to 5, 6. Then I'd go home, get in drag, go out, unfreeze the cow tongue. That's another story. And I would perform, and then I'd come home and kept going back and forth. And finally, I never thought it would work out as a living, but I got into Broadway show Chicago. I was an understudy. I went on tour. And when I came back, I was like, I don't want to go back to fucking work. It was just, I didn't like it. So I got booked in Provincetown. And then back then you would just make brown paper bags full of cash. Of course, everybody got arrested for tax evasion. But and after that,
for the mob.
Yeah, I know. No, really, the woman Phyllis Schlossberg, rest in peace. We would go to her house, and she had agoraphobia, and she'd look down the banister with these nails and bracelets, and she would just drop a bag of cash down 3 flights, and you would just see her up there looking over the banister because she would never leave the house. And so after those bags of cash, I was able to go to New York and get an apartment for a year. I paid down payment and paid for the entire year. And I thought, I need to do this for a living. This is so much better than going to an office. And then I just kept going to P-Town, and it's been 25 years now of doing that. No more cash, though. That stopped in no
more cash in a bag.
Do you know Josh Kilmer Purcell? He was a drag queen named Aqua, and he wrote a book about being in advertising and doing drag in New York in the 90s, and he had these fish in his titties, and PETA came for him. And he wrote...
I remember that story. Yes, I know that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I forget what it was called. I Am Not Myself These Days or something like that. It was a good book, but yeah, kind of similar to your story.
Yeah, I would go to work, and I managed to get these jobs where I could completely blend in, and they would forget I worked there. And so I would sleep under my desk sometimes during the day, and they just would keep forgetting I worked there. I was very good at disappearing.
It seems like over the last 10 years, there's been this show called RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know if you've heard of it. But because of that, it's sort of there's a popularity of drag like never before, which also means bigger social media, not only being an entertainer, but being like a community leader kind of vibe for drag people. How do you feel about this, and how do you navigate that?
Before Drag Race, how I got involved in drag was through the pageant circuits, so Miss Gay USA, Miss Continental, Entertainer of the Year. And when I got to Chicago, and saw how you could make a full-time living off that and merely make your fame and fortune travel the country, that was kind of my in with it. And I found that I was very good at it. And, drag was still a boutique kind of arena outside of the pageant circuit, there were only a handful of girls like Varla who, that you saw on TV or doing major things with celebrities and stuff.
Right.
And now it's like they want you in every commercial, every brand, and which I think is amazing and incredible for our entire industry as a whole. We've all definitely benefited from it. More exposure, more understanding, and I think changing cultural perceptions on who drag artists are, who gay people are, who queer people are, trans people. Now we're going through a whole trans revolution. With kids coming out younger and younger, and as we have gotten more, what's the word I'm looking for? As more people see us, it's great, for education and for people to become more accepting and empathetic of our community, but it's also made it more dangerous for us because now you see this backlash of patchwork laws across the country targeting trans kids, targeting the parents of trans kids. Now they don't want you to be able to take your kids to drag shows. They won't do anything about guns, but they got to stop those fucking drag queens from grooming your children. I think it's just so rapidly changing, and there's so much to keep up with. But I wouldn't do anything else. I'm grateful to have the career I do and the life I do, and to work with so many amazing, incredible artists. Varla and I have done P-Town a couple summers together. Roughing it on the street, begging people to come see our shows. But that's showbiz.
But in the 90s, even gay people didn't want drag around. And there was a big movement in the 90s in New York City to get rid of dykes with bikes and to get rid of the drags. And they did not want. There was a whole movement, about just blending in and not having any drag or any overtly gay images in the media. And even Logo, when Logo first came out, everybody pitched shows on Logo, and they said no drag, no drag, no drag. There was nothing. They didn't consider anything until RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, the network was tanking, and of course, that really sort of helped, obviously. But they didn't want. Even Logo didn't want that sort of image on there.
Yo, you're right about that, because I was on a pilot called Viva La Diva, Bridget of Madison County, Maria Roman, and Kelly Mantle. And it was us making over this straight girl in 2004. And she was like, she worked at Playboy, so we got her all Playboy tarted up and like photo shoots, all that, makeover, blah, 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 reveal to the husband. It was a great show, like very Queer Eye, but with us 4 girls. And Logo said, no, we don't even need to see the tape. We want no drag queens right now. A trans show is okay. And they had Calpurnia's Trans American Love Story, but no drag. They wanted it they did not want to scare the straight people, they said. It's like, really? Like saying something like that?
Yeah.
Who says that? Because like people clicking through, oh God.
Yeah.
And now they can't get enough of us. Like we're literally like on every drag performers are like all over the place now. Like literally at the Met Gala and shit now. Like,
well, Nicki, you recently performed for a group of children as part of a Pride gig, and you did your iconic number where you lip sync to Whitney Houston and you do multiple wig reveals down to your bald scalp, and then you rip the bald head open to reveal another wig. Can you this performance had some traction with the right-wing extremists on social media, and you've been harassed online, we're hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
tell
so
us what happened here.
This is insane.
Are they tipping too, at least? Is there a spot we can tip you? What's your Venmo,
yeah,
bitch?
you can always send me a tip at my Instagram or my Venmo, Cash App. It's Nicki Jizz. Nicki spelled like Minaj, Jizz like semen, like what you had for breakfast. So
she knows my life.
It's been fucking crazy. I got booked. It wasn't a free gig, so that's why I showed up. And I got booked for like a middle school, 6th through 12th grade school to do their Pride event. The school was really fucking amazing, honestly. They even have a gender studies class where they teach like the 9th graders about gender expression and everything. So I was really happy to be there. And the teachers went through all the kids and told them what drag was, like what gender, identities. They prepared the children. And it was a really great progressive school. So anyways, me and 2 other queens show up there. I did my Whitney Houston I Have Nothing number where I do 5 wig reveals. 5 wig reveals. I didn't do the pussy. I didn't do the ball cap because I had to do the number twice, so I can't put the ball cap on. And also, those kids were not tipping, so they don't get the
They don't get the ball
one.
cap. They don't get the ball cap.
Yeah, but so I did the number. It was really fun. We did a little meet and greet with the kids afterwards.
Mhm.
We even did like a little runway where they like had a box of like wrapping paper and all these supplies, and they like got into drag outfits and like did a little walk the runway. So the kids were having a great time. We had a great time. And then a few days later, I ended up posting the picture, the video, 15 seconds of me doing the wig reveals, and the kids like screaming and cheering. And like my followers were like, "Oh, great, this is so sweet, so wholesome." They're like, "We never see wholesome like this from you. Different kind of wholesome." So like I did the number, and then all of a sudden I started getting like, "What the fuck, you groomer?" And then like bigots and right-wing people found the video, particularly this one Instagram libs of TikTok. They like found it and then literally just like start sending me hate mail. Like they started trying to dox me. They like went through my stuff, found my email. They were like literally sending me emails saying like, "Go to hell." Someone sent me a picture of a rope and said, "Find a chair and jump, use it." Like literally telling me to kill myself, all this shit. So I started getting death threats, and I had to go private on all my accounts pretty much because like it was just a lot all at once. And like I'm getting like people telling me I'm sexualizing children. Some people were like, "Stop shaking your ass and your tits in front of kids." I was wearing a full-length gown. All I did was take off wigs. And yes, my name is Nicki Jizz, but when I do like corporate gigs or like I do gigs with children, I go by
Nicole?
Nicki J.
Oh, sorry.
They were like, "Oh, Nicki Jizzington. Like, how dare this child be in front of children?" But I go by Nicki J when I do things like that because I'm not an idiot. And so it was like really horrible. Like, and also this is like Pride Month, so I had like shows I needed to promote and do all this stuff, and I like couldn't even go on social media because I was like tired of getting like messages on Twitter saying like, "Fuck you, go to hell, you're a groomer. Like, how dare you do this in front of children?" So it was like really traumatizing, honestly. And luckily, like my community here was really supportive, and people all over the country were really great. But it was a lot, and yeah, it was baffling. I'm still shocked a little bit by it.
Trauma makes for good audition tapes, honey.
That is true. Now I have trauma when RuPaul's like, she's like, "What's your trauma?" And I'm like, "I was told that I was a groomer and that Nicole Jizzington is a cool name." Actually, they did say that. They did say my name was cool, but then they were like, "That shouldn't be around children."
But it is scary, but don't stop doing it if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because if you quit, then that means they win.
T.
Yeah. I just didn't like, it was one of the things a lot of my friends told me that too. And I would never quit because I got to pay the bills somehow.
Exactly.
I'm just like, the people just made no sense. They were like so delusional, and they're just saying like, "How dare you do this?" Like, and I'm like, the kids were literally cheering. They're screaming. Listen to their screams. I'm like, they're cheering me on. Like
cheering Eddie.
Yeah.
They're mad they can't wear my wigs.
Right.
Actually, they did. One of the girls was like, "Can I have one?" I was like, "No." I was like, "You can't have these pussycats. I need them."
So this is sort of a thing that, like you said, Aurora, there's so much more attention on drag. And so with that comes some negative attention. So a group of Proud Boys stormed a drag queen story hour at the library in San Lorenzo and bullied and mocked and harassed a queen named Panda Dulce. And they were eventually escorted out by the sheriff, but they stood outside and protested the drag queen story hour. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
I didn't hear about it, but fuck them. There's nothing to be proud about if you're... No.
No.
Go do something else. Go fuck your cousin or something.
They do.
I did that
Yeah.
too, and I'm gay.
But
The cousin was busy working at the Piggly Wiggly, so they couldn't at the time. So
What'd you say about Jiggly?
Oh my god! So I actually know Panda Dulce too. She's from the Bay Area, and that happened right after I started getting all of my like hate mail.
Mhm.
And the same account that was sending me like trying to dox me and put my information out there, they were telling people to go to this. So they like set it up to like have those people go there and harass her at the gig.
Rhinestone tasers, ladies. Ridge Gallagher makes them. She's a dom. Y'all know her, Ridge. She makes rhinestone tasers, and they go in everybody's purse, and they should.
But if the
Everyone
parents
does.
approve of it, why is it even a problem? You can take your kid to a rated R movie if you're escorting him in. I mean, if the parents have all agreed to this, I could understand if there was a parent that was like, I didn't know this drag queen was going to perform at the storing hour. But these parents are taking their children there. I mean, it's not, it's total their responsibility. I don't understand why they get so crazy. I mean, shouldn't they be mad at the parents?
It's because these people don't know how to mind their business.
Yeah. Smoke your own smoke and raise your own babies.
Mind your business.
I mean, this is all done by design. Like, we're in a really, really toxic place in our political discourse right now in this country. And you have conservative think tanks around the country that going into election years, they look for wedge issues that they can use to fire up their base to go vote. And for a long time, that was gays, that was gay marriage. Now gay marriage is the law of the land. Trans people are the new boogeyman. Over the past 5 years, we've had so many laws thrown at us, from where we can go to the bathroom, what sports team we can play on, if we're allowed to access public spaces. Period. Now they're going after healthcare. Now they're going after families of trans kids in Texas, charging them with child abuse, and they look at these drag queen story hours. They look at all these other things that are happening, and they're like, okay, this gets people fired up.
Yeah.
They have keywords, groomers. You constantly see in these news stories, like they piled up 30 assholes in a U-Haul to try and go disrupt Idaho Pride somewhere.
Yeah.
And thank God, they caught them before they did, any real destruction or damage. But they are spoon feeding these people these horrible things, saying that trans people are bad. They're gonna attack and molest your children. That all gay people and drag queens are groomers, and they're sexualizing your children. And that gets into these people's heads as a real concern. And we're hearing a different news narrative than these people are, and the one that they're getting fed is very toxic and inspiring them to violent acts.
Yeah, and completely took the subject off of the shootings that have just happened, and now it's so, this is tastier to people, it's terrible.
Now, does this lead anybody to thinking that we need to be more politically active in our drag somehow? Like, or drag queens are always at the front of every march. Like,
Yes.
we have a Let's Get Political segment, and I've learned more in the last 2-3 years of doing that than I did in my whole adult life about politics, because I would literally just vote for whoever my husband told me to vote for.
Right.
I feel like drag is a form of activism in itself. Like, it's an act of defying what gender norms are. It's like we're trying to express ourselves in whichever way we want. And it should be I think us politicizing and also just fighting for and showing people this is what our lives are. This is what we do. This is how we love each other. And this is how we bring entertainment and happiness into the world. And for people to see that and tarnish something that's really sweet and innocent, and try to make it into something that is the evil, the devil, it's baffling.
Varla, do you ever get political in your performances?
I did a show a few years ago called A Little White Music, and it was all about, but I mean, I don't even think I could do that these days now, but the whole thing was about how white people, how they sort of change everything and take other people's, cultural inspirations. And, even the whole thing about Jeannie, I did a whole thing about Jeannie. I mean, Jeannie was blonde and is from Iraq,
I Dream of Jeannie?
I Dream of Jeannie was supposed to be from Iraq, and she's blonde and blue-eyed, but only the evil people that Jeannie knew, like her father and her sister, had dark hair. And so, even that, it was made for white people to think that, all Iraq people are bad, but Jeannie's not. She's blonde, so she's good. So the whole show was about white sort of pretense and how even Jesus, I mean, Jesus would look like he was from, Israel. I mean, he wouldn't look like, sandy blonde hair like he was from, Southern California. And so that whole show was about that. I found it wild, though. I did a show. Oh, and I did that show in Palm Springs, but I realized now in Palm Springs, not all gays are Democrats. That was the first place I realized that where money is, the gays are not all Democrats. And so I remember the show one night, people getting mad and leaving when I got to the kind of the end about, kind of voting for Hillary. And, so I don't do a lot of political humor, but in the times that I've had, it's very interesting to see when you play it that the people you think are going to be on your side are not always on your side.
Dude.
Did you try to pull out the string cheese, chick? That always
Yeah.
gets them, doesn't
I'm
it?
lactose intolerant now.
Really?
Yes, my colon's full of orange plastic at this point.
Oh my! How many cans do you think you've ingested over the years?
Oh my God, so many. But I remember, this is a crazy story. When I first came to P-Town, there's a hardware store here, Aurora, called True Value. And they had all this cheese for sale for $1. And they're like $4. So I was like, oh my God. I bought all this cheese. And the one night, like in 98, I started to do the cheese. It came out, it was dark brown and dripping oil, but I had to still do the number because it looked like dark poo. And I'm doing that, and I had to do it anyway, but then it was so thick and expired that I almost choked to death on it. I couldn't slide down my throat.
You bought cheese at a hardware store, you dumb bitch. What did you expect?
That's the only place to buy cheese there.
Oh,
Hardware
yeah.
cheese.
I mean, are you even gay if you don't have IBS? Like, let's be real.
Only hot girls have IBS. You're a bottom with IBS who can't host.
Let's talk about it's Pride History Fact Time.
There's locusts in the studio.
Let's all do it in our microphones.
I have a list.
Do you want to read it, Willam?
Yes.
You're good at reading. You have a good reading voice.
3 years before Stonewall, a protest for gay rights started in another New York City bar. In 1966, 3 members of the Mattachine Society, an early organization dedicated to fighting for gay rights, staged a sip-in, a twist on sit-in protests of the 1960s. The trio visited taverns, declared themselves gay, and waited to be turned away so they could sue.
Oh, 3 years before Stonewall.
Yeah.
The Mattachine.
There was a riot at Clifton's or Compton's cafeteria in San Fran in 1966 too. And then after that, I think Black Cat was 68. But a lot of people think that Derek Barry threw the first brick at Stonewall. But in actuality,
Did that kill the person that died?
no.
Nobody died.
Nobody died. But Derek didn't throw the first brick at Stonewall because Tina Burner wasn't even born yet. And if so, he wouldn't be able to pick her up. He'd just have to push her.
The more you know.
Oh my God.
I have a question about this
Yeah.
occurrence. In the what was it, 3 days before? What was this you just read?
3 years.
Oh,
3 years
years.
before.
The
Is that
Mattachine
what
Society.
was referenced in Pose with MJ going into that bar and doing the sit-in, that whole thing? Do you think that was referenced? Was that it? I'm uncultured. I'm Mexican, and I love my Mexican culture. I don't know so much about American
the drag
culture.
thing, they wouldn't let drag queens into parties in the Pines, and the same thing in New York. Bars didn't want drag queens. Sometimes they would say like it's men at Spike
Men's only.
on Santa Monica Boulevard. Spike would have men's only parties, and this was like when I got here in 2000, 2001. They wouldn't let women in or drag queens.
Up until recently, dating even in drag has been so like taboo. You're a drag queen.
How much do you charge?
Nothing. Apparently, that's what's wrong.
Well, you ain't dating
Sounds like
right.
you're doing it wrong.
Sounds like you're
Damn.
socializing, honey.
Damn, fuck.
Oh, I remember in college, like calling my roommate and saying, please de-drag my room, and just throw everything in the closet so that you could bring someone home. Like, because you left, you didn't expect you to bring someone home, and have someone de-drag your room and totally, pretend that you didn't do it. I mean, that happened a lot.
Do you still do that?
He puts a wig on there.
No, Varla doesn't even live in my house now.
She has a separate
She
dwelling.
has her own storage unit.
Yeah.
No, the worst would be is I would bring trade home and then like they would see the drag. If I didn't hide it already, they would see some and then they were like, oh, can you put me in drag?
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get my hoe blown out right now.
Right.
Like maybe afterwards. But like it's happened so many times. They're like, can you put me in drag? I'm like, fucking A.
The girls on Drag Race have it hard because, I mean, people know what you look like out of drag. I mean, mostly back in the day, people would know. I remember, like, if I'd slept with someone in the day and they'd come to my show that night in P-Town and they'd have no idea it was
Right.
even you. You know?
Barla,
Right, no
I
idea.
saw you at Toucans at one. I don't know if you remember me, but I definitely remember you.
I do, yes. Yes.
And I was doing my makeup, and I turned back. Varla had just finished her one-woman show, and I looked back, and I was like, "Girls, who's that hot guy down there?"
Girl.
And they were like, "That's Varla," and I went, "Sorry."
No, the same thing.
Sorry.
The same thing happened to me. And we were like carrying on a conversation. Then I was like, oh, I don't know who this guy is. He knows so much about drag. He knows so much about me. It's like we know each other, And no, everyone was like, yeah, that's fucking Varla, bitch.
I've hit on Lanesha Sparks twice.
But you knew who she was, right?
Nope.
Isn't she your season sister?
No, she's
Oh,
a
my
5 girl.
Sorry.
I'm an even number, not one of those odd seasons.
I
They
would
call them odd for a reason.
honey, odd. Very odd.
Not the reason of the season. Varla, I have a question. Do you see yourself as a representative for the Alphabet Mafia, LGBTQIA+? How many letters
yeah,
are you?
I do. I mean, I'm married. I mean, and I've been gay my whole life. I mean,
How's that going?
it's really great. I mean, it's
Fun,
definitely a challenge at times, but it's so great. I can't believe that, I never thought I would really be married to anyone. So it was wild that it happened, so I mean, I love him. He's amazing. And we have a family, so, and I never thought I'd have that even, I never thought that sort of this, sort of conservative way of life. I didn't think that I would have that. So, I mean, I still can't believe that we have the right to get married. I just never thought it would fucking happen. I knew it would happen in Massachusetts and different states, but I just thought federally, there's no way this could happen. So, I mean, in that way, I'm so proud of my country that did get to happen. But now this crazy backlash, but that's what happens. One step forward, two steps back,
Like Paula Abdul. So it's Pride season.
Shout out to Khaled.
Exactly.
Hi, Paula. Hi, Khaled.
He paints Paula.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
My roommate and best friend does Paula Abdul's makeup. And I've gotten to work with her, and she is a gem. She's so sweet.
She's iconic.
I love
So
her.
have you noticed a difference in Pride over the years, Aurora?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely more commercialized. I feel we have two prides here in California.
We got
L-
3.
L-
Three.
Oh
We
yeah,
got downtown LA
LA's
Pride.
so gay. We need 3.
We
That's
did
in
three,
September or
honey.
something.
So I felt like WeHo Pride was like the real gay pride, like gut bucket, gay pride, and then like LA Pride's the corporate America float pride,
Okay.
which I was part of both. I think they're both
Yeah.
great, but yeah, I think it's less about. I think there's a whole generation of kids and people that have they think that the way things are now is how they've always been. And that they can go out and be publicly queer and hold hands and see people like them on TV and have shows like Pose and stuff. Like that was not like when I knew I was trans from a very young age, but at 13 years old, that wasn't even a word. Yeah,
Right.
that wasn't a household word. I had to look up gay in the phone book. And now it's just like everywhere. It's they're shoving it down our throats. But yeah, I mean, I think the coolest pride, which it wasn't even a pride that I've ever been a part of, was the Black Lives Matter march here in LA.
Yeah.
It was because it was supposed to be a pride march. And then of course that got canceled because it was COVID, and there was just so much unrest. But that was the most liberating, organic march I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
Because everybody was marching for something that mattered.
Yeah.
And I looked around and I saw all these trans lives matter signs and flags, and I never thought I would see that. I turned around and there was like this huge trans lives matter banner and this queen like dragging this fur coat, just living her best Beyonce life. And I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be a part of something like this again, but I'm so happy I'm in it now because it was just, and I felt like that's what the marches in the 60s and the 70s were like.
Right.
When they were like really
Purpose.
demanding it, there was a purpose for it.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have any? What was your first Pride, Varla? Do you remember?
I did New York Pride in like 93 on the Boy Bar float, which was just
Work.
an amazing. And I mean, I think Candace Kane was on it, and Girlina and Perfidia and all these amazing queens. And it was unbelievable just to, be in New York, to look up at those buildings. And, because when you're in a cab, you don't get to look up. So it was just amazing to be on a float. For some odd reason, I had a raw chicken in a plate.
Of course.
No,
Nick?
why?
Look at you.
Prop
And I
queen.
carried it the entire way. I couldn't move my arm for like 2 weeks. I don't know why. Anyway. I don't know why.
Nikki, do you do Pride up in San Fran?
Yeah, our Pride is coming up. Our
last
Pride's
weekend, right? The
Last Sunday of the
26th?
month.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming up. Pride is like the Olympics, honestly, for like drag performers. It's like 5 days, 12 gigs, like back to back, But July comes, baby, I'm on a vacation. I'm gonna be on a beach. I'm gonna be enjoying myself. But I think my very first Pride was actually in LA. I was like, because I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I went with some friends from high school, and we went to like WeHo Pride, and I was like 19, and I like went there, and we went to the Abbey afterwards. It was like me and like 4 other Black dudes, and we all used the same ID to get in, and like, we all literally just went in one exit. Someone came out the other, and then another one would go in using the different IDs. But I remember like I was like, wow, this is way better than Queer as Folk. Like that shit was so fucking stupid. And I'm like, this is like amazing. And I was like my first Pride ever. And I still love that. I don't really go to like the Pride event here in San Francisco anymore. Cause it's just so many people I'm booked. So I'm like, I'll be on the main stage, do a number, and then I'm like off to the next gig.
Right. How about you, Godoy?
My first Pride, it was not Pride, but my first major gay event or LGBT event was that's the LGBTQ community,
LGBT?
LGBT. Was the AIDS march. What is it called? AIDS walk, sorry. And I was a sophomore in high school. And it was the gayest thing I had ever seen. And I felt so welcomed. I think our school was like #1 in raising money for them, school related. And then I think it was my first LA Pride was with my best friend who I did drag with. And that was amazing. I remember wearing, remember those 8-inch like Lady Gaga pleaser boots?
No.
I wore
Payless
those
ones?
8-inch for Pride?
8 inches, and I walked all of it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'm glad you lived.
Still deal with toenail damage from a Halloween Pride parade, the Halloween WeHo parade in 2001. My toenail still isn't right from that. It still doesn't grow right.
It'll mess you up.
Protect your feet.
It'll mess you up.
Oh my God.
Listeners,
Protect your
viewers,
feet, girls.
protect the toes.
It's so hard when you're on your back and a guy's trying to put your foot in his mouth just to like be like, no, grab the other one. You don't want that one.
Try the other.
Yeah.
Try the other foot.
That one's a sour pickle over there.
And a reminder to our listeners, this episode is brought to you by Bombas.
We love Bombas and their special Pride
do.
collection with vibrant socks, shirts, and super comfy underwear, all designed to help you be your most. I wore Bombas socks at the last Pride,
Right?
like 2 years ago. I've been wearing them forever. They're great socks.
Yeah, they do what needs to be done. And in order to be your most knowledgeable, we are going to provide you with a little known
Pride
fact today.
This fact is about dyke marches.
All right. Okay, so while the first U.S. Pride event can be traced back to 1970, the first Dyke March didn't happen for 23 more years. So Dyke Marches usually happen on the eve of Pride parades. They were first organized by the radical activist group, the Lesbian Avengers.
Yes. They were frustrated by lack of lesbian visibility, and the Lesbian Avengers organized direct action protests on April 24th, 1993, the evening before the LGBT Pride March on Washington, D.C. 20,000 women marched to the White House, where a dozen Lesbian Avengers ate fire.
You better work.
Yes.
We want to do something to get the attention.
Yes.
Let's eat some fire. I gag.
My first Dyke March was the Friday of a Pride. They did it at like sunset in front of Mickey's, and I was on a big wheel, and they let me ride in front of all the motorcycles.
I love that.
It was great.
Yes. I mean, so many of I feel like so many of our fans are members of the L in the LGBT.
Oh yeah.
You know, the L starts. L is for elegant. No, we love our lesbian fans. We love our dyke fans.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I think dyke marches are extremely important.
Me too.
As are like lesbian spaces, lesbian bars,
In general.
lesbian centric activities. And we have to applaud the very first originators of the Dyke March. They are trailblazing queer individuals who are certainly being there most.
And the Bombas Pride collection is also designed to help you be your most supportive. 40% of homeless youth in the U.S. identify as LGBTQIA+, which is why every item purchased in this collection is matched by an item donated to someone in the LGBTQIA+ community experiencing homelessness through the Ally Coalition.
So far, Bombas customers like you have helped donate over 50 million items of essential clothing, which is incredible. And I love these. I love these underwears.
They're really great. Bombas is really on top of it with this. So if you want to love the socks and underwear you've got on, just like us, go to bombas.com/pridechat and get 20% off your first purchase.
That's bombas.com/pridechat for 20% off.
And in case you missed that, it's bombas.com/pridechat. Can you tell us a little bit about Generation Drag?
I would love to.
Discovery Plus is last year they did something great with these old school queens that like had pictures from the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And this year now it's just like a whole show about actual ones now.
They have so much stuff going on. My friend Michael Shani just wrote the Book of Queer with Eric Servini. Like and there's so many of our friends on there. It's so funny. It's like basically drunk history, but for queer history.
Yeah.
Word.
So the show I'm on, I was invited. One of my drag sisters I started doing drag with, her and this woman created this event called Dragutante, which is basically a safe space for young kids that do drag to come and perform and just have fun and be celebrated. It's like a play on a debutante ball. So they ended up getting it sold to Tyra Banks Production Company, and they came in, and it's the same producers of I Am Jazz, and they basically show families navigating how to raise young queer and trans children who do drag as a creative outlet. And the main 5 kids, who are all amazing and so talented and have the most supportive, wonderful families, got paired with drag mothers. So I am a mommy. And my daughter her name's Noah, aka Pop Tart, and she is 16 years old, trans and stunning, and she's like prodigy level Warhol art genius. Like I go into if you watch the show, I go into her workspace and just her art is incredible. She crocheted these uterus panties and like a full womb and like stuff, and she's like just talking about it like it's nothing, and I'm like, these are incredible, like the level of detail on here. But and her family, her dad, he's a firefighter, and he came from a very butch, masculine world, so it was very difficult for him in the beginning to accept her. And now he helps her make her costumes, her props, her sets. Like, he's so proud of her. And they just launched the show at Tribeca, New York. The ads are running on Times Square. Like it's a really, really huge deal. And I was standing in the back of the auditorium with my sister, and I was like, we started like tap dancing this shit in a coffee shop on Alameda, and now these kids get this huge worldwide platform to express themselves and have fun. So, it's like sometimes you just got to wait for the world to change a little. And I'm so glad that they have this. Please tune in. It's on Discovery Plus, and you can stream all 6 episodes right now.
Okay. Generation Drag.
Generation Drag.
How many drag babies do you have? I think I know Amaya. Is she your baby or your sister?
She's my sister.
She's my sister.
Like that,
she's my baby.
Like that's another Sexton cult from the Midwest. Like my cult. So my drag mother, Kira Sexton, she had like 50 kids. So I have a lot of brothers and sisters.
Like an Andrews.
Yes. And well, they're both from Texas. They
Honey,
multiply.
those Texas girls.
So my drag mother passed away 3 years ago from cancer. And one of her final wishes was for me to become the mother of the house. So now I have like a lot. which I was always very happy just being the auntie
Yeah.
and just like, being kind and mentoring and like, helping out and then like giving them back.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, now I'm kind of settling into like that role. I
Motherhood.
I like motherhood. I like being a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any drag babies, Nikki?
Yeah, I have a few drag children. I mean, I call all
Jizz
my
works.
fans. I call them all like cummies. I call all my fans cummies. My fans, because we all came from the same place. We all,
Yeah,
but I have 3 like real drag children that actually do drag on their own, and they're like really beautiful. I mean, I'm there. I'm the one who's like, I'll put you on the guest list. I'll teach you some things. We'll show each other. Let's get some food. But I don't like hold their hand through like everything.
Right.
But I'm trying to be more in their lives. Be like, here, this is what like works for you. This is what's good. I like, I book them. So that's the most important thing. I give them paid.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have any babies, Varla?
I don't have any real babies, no, but Ben de la Creme is definitely somebody who, she's called me and asked things and we've talked, and I mean, I love her. And Jinx, I mean, I felt, when I share a dressing room with Jinx, I guess you always feel like you're Jinx's mother. And back then, Jinx was so wild. Oh my God, the stories of that dressing room. But so no, I traveled so much, and I had moved to New York, and then I traveled really to Provincetown, where I was never really in one place at a lot of time. But those girls definitely, and there's been a lot of girls who say I inspired them or helped them. So I mean, but I have no bloodline. No.
What about you, Bev? Do you have any baby, or Godoy? Do you have any babies?
I don't have any babies. I choose to swallow them. I will never have a drag child, but I do have great drag parents. I am actually, I don't think a lot of people know this, but Sasha Colby is my drag mom.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marco is my drag dad.
Okay.
That's a good family.
Hell yeah.
That's quite a good family.
Yeah.
This is another Pride
Pride
History
History
Fact. Do you want to read it, Will?
In the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, LGBTQ people were regularly arrested for violating what became known as the 3-article rule, or the 3-piece law. The rule stipulated that a person was required to wear at least 3 gender-appropriate articles of clothing to avoid arrest for cross-dressing. It was referenced everywhere, including in reports about arrests in Greenwich Village in the weeks and months leading up to the 1969 Stonewall riots. The problem is, the law technically never existed.
Twist.
Instead, accounts suggest that police generally used old, often unrelated laws to target LGBT people. In New York, a law commonly used against the LGBTQ community dates to 1845 and was originally intended to punish rural farmers who had taken to dressing like Native Americans to fight off tax collectors.
There is so much fucked up about this.
So they're just dunking bitches' heads in mop buckets for no reason? It wasn't even a law? God damn it. This is why we marched. Y'all have it easy, you little upstart.
Well, I heard that's why people would wear tube socks as their breasts, because that would count as wearing an article of men's clothing.
Oh, that's why I do it.
Genius.
So Godoy, you have competed in the very famous Best in Drag competition here in Los Angeles. Why don't you tell us about what that is?
As the only pageant queen on this panel today, I would like to say,
Bitch, she owns the pageant and she wins pageants.
What?
And I did EOY 2010. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I even did a pageant.
You did?
I've
Dead
been
last?
well, technically speaking, Godoy did not compete in it. It was Frida Mexican, my very political drag name. If you don't get the pun, it's
What does it mean? I thought it was named after the restaurant, Frida's, which is really good.
partly because they sponsored me. No, they did not.
They should have.
And it's where we compete. It's all fun and games. It's not a serious pageant. It is serious because we get to raise money for people living with HIV and AIDS, and we raise awareness to the cause as well. What was your other half of the question?
We were judges.
Well,
You
Yes,
were judges.
We did. Did we judge the year you were in it?
Yes,
Yes.
and I got third place, a lovely second runner-up.
Lovely second alternate. So you have had a few different drag identities. You mentioned Free the Mexican. Does it mean Free the Mexican?
Yes, free the Mexicans, because at the time
They were in-
they still are, but there's a lot of children that are in detainment camps and cages.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Latin women and immigrant women like getting their uteruses like ripped out of them as well, which is
Girl.
something to definitely read about and educate yourselves on. We don't have enough time today, but yes, please educate yourselves on that.
Yeah. So Free the Mexican, Godoy. You got any other drag names in the canister?
The original
Beverly next door.
Beverly Next Door, as Alaska would call me, or Beverly Lux as well. And I did change that drag name because
Because people start calling you Beverly Sucks.
Beverly sucked, and I was like, yes,
Beverly?
but don't
Beverly
out
sucks?
me. Well, I changed
Why
it because
Beverly
That's what they pay her for.
she's kidding. They didn't call me Beverly
Oh,
Sucks,
okay.
to my
Don't call me
face.
Oh, it said that on the bathroom walls.
It was advertising.
Well, I changed it because I'm very in tune with my Latin culture, so my Mexican culture. Willam had mentioned that I'm a trained ballet folklorico dancer, and I am. I've been doing it since I was like 8, probably before that. And Beverly Lux just sounds so white.
It does.
Like, the image that comes into my head is that blonde Marilyn that I took from Courtney,
Mm-hmm.
and these contacts. So I guess not much changed. But no, the name did change, and I said, fuck you name, and I changed it to Godoy, which is actually my legal last name.
Oh, work.
Like, a lot of stars only have one name. Cher, Madonna.
Yeah.
Cher,
Willam.
Madonna, Beyonce, Willam. Bless you.
Yeah, RuPaul.
RuPaul, yes.
All right. This is a question for everyone. Representation, visibility. Do you think there's more representation and visibility of all different types of drag nowadays? And what are some of your favorite queens out there that we want everyone watching and listening to know about? Aurora, why don't you start? Aurora.
What kind of a name is that for a baby?
Aurora.
If you know that reference, you're a good gay.
I don't even know. What is it?
The Golden,
Golden
Girls.
Girls.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen them all.
Bad gay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think there is more representation than ever. I definitely think there needs to be more, for drag kings, for
Gee.
bio queens, femme queens. I mean, there's just so much now. But I think overall, we're at a place in our industry where there's so much visibility, and I
Yeah.
think that's great. But again, referencing our conversation earlier, it's also a double-edged sword and can make it dangerous for others of us who are just trying to do our job and have fun.
Yeah.
Who are some of my favorite queens? Conchita Wurst, the Vilbergs.
Oh, they're cool.
They're incredible.
They're really cool.
Dolly from Dragula.
Mhm.
Like I grew up watching like Varla and Bunny and Candace, and Raven O and so many legends that paved the way. Erica Andrews, Mimi Marks,
Yeah.
Monica Monroe. And now it's kind of like our time and their time, and it's cool.
Mm.
How about you, Godoy?
Yes. What was the first part to your
One word
question?
answers.
Do you think there's more representation and visibility of all types of drag nowadays? And who or what are some of your favorite queens that we should know about?
There can always be more representation of drag everywhere. I think the more mainstream we go, the more we fight, the more visibility we get. I think it's for the best. And some drag queens that I think we should all know about. I mean, Sadie Pines. I love Sadie Pines.
We love her.
Nice girl.
That's my girl. I'm going to say LA locals, right? Because in LA and Southern California, we do have a plethora of great drag entertainers that kind of get swarmed by the more famous ones, and sometimes almost get pushed aside because of needing to include and budget for bigger stars. So I will say all of my LA and Southern California local gals, such as the Rockettes from Rocco's, the girls at the Abbey, the Illusias, Misties, Barbie's Addictions, the Lolita Colbys, the entire House of Colby. I will say anyone from your local town, highlight them, bring them up, and tip them the house down.
And I got to give a shout out to all my Rockettes because I am one of the Rocco's Rockettes.
Yes.
All the girls are amazing. Lolita, Miami, LaDawn, Kyra.
Those Jete girls.
Those Jete girls.
Calypso, Kyra. I just did a gig with Kyra and I was like, I am not going after her. Don't make me go after her. And they didn't. I was so glad. I was like, put me after Lauren Banal.
Onion Nuts, Butter. I mean, they're all like so incredible. There are so many incredible artists here in LA.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicki, any upstarts we should look out for?
Yeah. So let's see. Some of my favorite like local girls here in the Bay Area, like Mary Vice. She's like my good Judy, who's amazing. She's beautiful, and that's why I hate her. At the same time, Malay Balenciaga, who's a Bay Area performer. She's like a beautiful trans woman, knows how to tear it down. Always human hair.
Always.
And we were talking about the Jetés, but Hershey Liqueur Jeté is like, she like does it for me. I love her. I love seeing her perform. Tito Soto, who's like one of my best friends, like is me and him like take over the city at Oasis here. And yeah, I mean, some of my like any Kool-Aid pretty much I'm like obsessed with. Cat Wilderness. I like fucking love her. But yeah, Bay Area Snacks, she's really amazing. But yeah, it's just like I think representation like in your local scene is like very important. Yeah. So it's like you have to uplift everyone because like, you know, a lot of people like they'll spend the money to go see a girl who's been on the show, like has been on TV. But it's like, remember before they were on TV, they were a local girl. They were that girl grabbing tips, working hard at the club. And remember, like they have to start somewhere and always just support your local like performers because like they are the ones that like you see on a regular basis that work really hard, who give you everything on a regular basis, like in front of you. And, you know, I think representation of like supporting those performers is really important. And like, you know, like here in San Francisco, I run the only all Black drag show. And like, I think that's something like a lot of places need more of. Like after the whole like Black Lives Matter uprising of 2020 and the unrest of that, people started like diversifying their like lineups. But like, I still see shows where it's like the one token Black girl. And I'm like, I'm tired of just doing the Little Kim and Lady Marmalade. Maybe I want to phone it in and be Pink, okay?
What about Maya? What's wrong with Maya, bitch?
Okay, but like let's be real. Maya's part is good, but Little Kim's is the best. But like, I always got to be, it is the best part. Little Kim's is the best part. Yeah. But it's just one of those things I think in local, at least here in San Francisco, I see a lot more representation and diversity of like different types of drag because we're just like a city full of weirdos and we do everything.
Honey Mahogany is going to be city council or something.
Yeah,
She's
Honey
running.
Mahogany is running for district's supervisor, and if she wins, she'll be the first Black trans
when she
supervisor.
wins. When she wins.
Yeah, when she wins.
Yeah,
when she wins. Yeah, me and her, we actually just got nominated to be. We're one of the nominees for Drag Laureate of San Francisco to be the very first Drag Laureate. Pretty much means we just show up and like cut ribbons at libraries and show up in places. Which I'm like, sure, I don't know. I mean, I hate the fucking mayor here, but a paycheck's a paycheck. So we'll see.
Varla, do you think there's more representation and visibility of all types of drag nowadays? And if so, who are some of the queens that you see visible?
Well, I do. I mean, I just think, there's just so much more drag of all types. And even Drag Race to, you know, even though I think a lot of the time they have a certain role they fill, you know, there's, you know, much wider variety. But here in Provincetown, there are 3 girls that I just can't even believe when they sing. The voices, I can't believe. Kaya Crystal is one. Her voice is unbelievable. Delta Miles, who's another one, this big queen, and Roxy Pops. I mean, the voices, they're phenomenal performers. So if you're in and they're all local girls. And so there's new owners where I am now at the Crown and Anchor, and they're really just, they're not getting a lot of out-of-town queens. They're trying to promote all the local girls here. So I think it's really admirable.
Love that. Are there any local girls that we should look out for in your esteem and regard?
Yeah, there's this girl named Willam. I think she's doing really interesting, cool things.
She sounds underground.
She is she's on the ground.
Honey, you don't even know. I think we should look out for the Davenports. Anybody with a Davenport on it. I think La Cienega Boulevardes makes me laugh. I like anything Meatball does.
Yeah.
I like Chiquitita, Nikki Monet, Fantasia, Gaga Royale.
Yeah.
Giselle.
Of course. Yeah, I love all the girls.
Yeah, there's drag queens all over the place. And
Everywhere.
we just did Drag Queen of the Year. Militia Skunt just won.
Yes.
And she's incredible. Meatball, Andrew Barrett Cox. I mean, there's so many drag performers all over the place who run the entire rainbow of drag. And there's way more types of drag performers than are on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I think that's important to remember and to support and uplift.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Morphosis.
Yeah, she's here. She's been here all along. We want to thank you all so much for being a part of this panel. Oh my God, we're so
Yes.
lucky.
So lucky that we get to have
Thank
Pride
you.
and do things again, and it's
Yes.
not Pride online like 2021.
Pride, a deeper love.
Pride, a deep love. Oh. Varla, where can we find you online?
I'm Varla Jean Merman on Instagram and Varla Jean Merman on Facebook. That's about it. Varla Jean Merman on Twitter. Yeah.
Nice. Nikki?
You can find me on all social medias as Nicki Jizz, Nicki, Jizz like semen. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Word. You can find me on Uber Eats at Willam. Godoy, where can we find you?
You can find me at GISFORGODOY. That's G is for Godoy on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Venmo.
Oh. Miss Aurora Sexton.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Aurora Sexton and on Discovery Plus for Generation Drag. Stream all 6 episodes today.
Yes. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Round table my ass.
Yay.
It's a rectangular. I saw the table and it
rectangle.
was rectangular.
This is a polygon. We'd like to thank Bombas for sponsoring today's special roundtable conversation. Pride Chat.
Honey, I saw the table and it was rectangular. I'm just saying. No, Bombas, their mission is simple. Make the most comfortable clothes ever and match every item sold with an equal item donated. So when you buy Bombas, you are also giving to someone in need.
Yeah, Bombas is celebrating Pride with a new collection made for taking whatever you do, how you express yourself, whoever you are, and being your most. Having freedom to express yourself, to own your passion, and embrace whatever it is that drives you to do what you do best.
And if you want your socks, your underwear, your shirts, and yourself to be the most, check out Bombas. We love their underwear. I may or may not be wearing them right now. I'm just saying. They're very, very comfortable.
Like a gondola for your balls.
And they're really they're really cute, and that matters to me.
We love the options. And remember, every item purchased in this collection is matched by an item donated to someone in the LGBTQIA+ community experiencing homelessness through the Ally Coalition.
So go to bombas.com/pridechat and get 20% off your first purchase.
That's BOMBAS.com/PRIDECHAT for 20% off.
Bombas.com/pridechat.